Alright guys, welcome back. How's it doing, garage? It's a spicy week here in Georgia. Yesterday I got up to like 112 heat index. Today's not as bad. I think we're low 90s, but in the shop today we have something super unique. A round IC10. Yeah. This truck belongs to a good friend of mine. We've done a little bit of work on this for AMD. We did a AMD back trim piece here. That's actually aftermarket. I don't even know what you would call that, but aftermarket cab trim. And anyways, today we are going to do a bumper tuck in the rear the hard way. So there's a bunch of videos out on how to tuck a bumper on a C10. This truck actually has the 56-inch long leaf springs, so you can tell the leaf spring goes all the way to the bumper brackets. So most of the time, not most of the time, but some of the time, if you're going to tuck a bumper on a C10, what you can do is just take the bumper off, notch the bottom of the frame, slide the bumper in, drill 2 more holes, and then that's how you tuck your bumper. It's pretty easy, pretty simple job. But this one, since it's got the longer leaf springs, the leaf springs are in the way of the brackets. So what we'll have to do, take the bumper off, cut the brackets, take whatever we're trying to tuck out of the brackets, weld them back up, and then put it back in the truck. So we're actually going to suck this bumper in 1.5 inches. That's what I normally try and do. 1.5 inches. It seems to work really good on most C10s. It gets it in there tight, but it's not so close where you have to worry about rubbing on the body. So I'm going to get it up on the lift and start getting the bumper taken off. So see if we can do this without having a heat stroke, you know. It's just really hot. Alright, so we got the truck up in the air. So give you a better idea of what we got going on. So here's the bumper bracket. Bolt missing. So what we're going to have to do is take 1.5 inches out of this bracket to pull the bumper in. Not a huge task, but we'll probably end up taking it right out of this section here. Not a huge issue, but we will have to take the bumper off, obviously, and then we'll subtract the 1.5 inches out of this bracket, and then we'll leave the other bracket on the bumper. And then when we get this one finished, we'll put it back on the bumper, and then we'll be able to measure how much we need to take off this other bracket to get it to be the same, because it's on an angle, so the measurement's going to be a little weird. Also, whoever put this bumper on obviously doesn't know what the hell they're doing, because they put the lock washer behind the flat washer and they did it on every single bolt. It's pretty hilarious. Sometimes people just amaze me. Alright, so we got the bumper off. Not too much hassle. It's a good thing about working on trucks in the south. They're not all rusted up. But so what we're going to do is take this bracket off, and then we're going to shorten it 1.5 inches. So what I do is I'll come in here, since the bumper fit really good anyways, clean this up, and then marked it with a Sharpie where this bracket goes back on. And then I'll mark this one with a Sharpie too, because we will have to take this off. But so what we'll do is we'll take these bracket off, shorten it, and we'll leave this bracket on here, and then we'll put this back on, and then we'll be able to see how far we have to move this one, because we will have to modify this bracket a little bit. So first we'll shorten this, and then we'll come back and modify this. All right, so I'm gonna cut this out, 1.5 inches. So that is gonna raise the bumper just a little bit. I'm gonna cut it, tack it together, and then we'll fit it on the truck real quick and see how it fits. It's already, the bumper bracket was already rubbing on the bottom of the frame a little bit. So yeah, that's kind of weird. But let me get this cut, and then we'll get it tacked back together, and then see how it fits. Alright, so we got the bracket tacked up. So here's a hole. So it fits in here pretty good. So I think we're good to go. So I'll weld this one up and then get the other one cut and weld it up also, and then we'll see where we're at. Alright, so we've got the brackets cut down, welded back up, painted, reinstalled. So now, as you can tell, this bracket here is longer than it needs to be. So, quite a bit longer. So what I think we're gonna do is, cut this little lip here. Just cut this lip, and then cut this end off, and then bolt this onto here, and then figure out what we need to, because we'll need to bend this bracket in, because this is going to go down lower, so the angle is going to change. So we'll need to bend the bracket in, and then probably shorten it up a little bit. So what I'm going to do is I'll cut these, put a little notch in it so it'll bend a little bit easier, and then cut this completely off, and then we'll probably have to notch this too and change the angle on this, because this angle is going to get greater because it's going to turn this way, and then this angle is going to get lesser because it's going to try and turn into it. So yeah, I think that's what we're going to do. I think that's the move. So let me get these brackets off and get them on the table and see what we can work up. Alright, so obviously I cut the bracket in half. So I cut a little slot here in the bracket and then a little slot here in the bracket, and then stuck it in my vise and just kind of bent it a little bit and straightened it up. And then cut the end off of it. So I think, honestly, I think this is pretty good. The fit is really good here. I think I'm just gonna put the bolts in this and then drag the bumper over and tack the bracket together, and then take it on the bench and weld it all up. The fitment's really good. It's actually a lot better than what I thought it was going to be. So I think this is going to work, and I think it's going to look pretty okay. So yeah, let me get this drug over there. Actually, I'll make the other bracket, and then I'll drag it over there, tack it together, and then take the bracket off and put it on the table and weld it all up and put it back in here. Alright guys, so I got this brackets all cut, notched, bent in a little bit. I cut this off. I took about 1 inch out of it, and it's fitting back together really well. So we've got a little gap here, nothing too terrible. I can weld that up, clean it up. But I think we're good, man. So and this bracket came together a lot better than the other side. I think I'm ready to weld this together. So yeah, I'll get this one cleaned up and get it tacked together, and then yeah, we'll weld them all up, and then hopefully we can get the bumper put back on here in a minute. Alright, so we got the brackets all finished. Got them all welded back up and painted. They fit really well, line up really good. So we should be set, man. Should be able to just slap this bumper back in, put the bolts in it, and then you know, old Brucey Bruce to be able to drive around all tucked up there nice and neat. So I'm gonna get the bumper put on there real quick and we'll see how it looks. Alright guys, we got the bumper back on. It's it looks pretty dang good, if I must say so myself. It's tucked in there great. It's 1/2 inch from the body. I mean, it looks great. I think old Bruce is going to be really happy with this one. Yeah. I like a good bumper tuck. It just looks really, you know, really clean. Really nice, you know. Well, anyway, I hope you enjoyed this episode. How's it doing, garage? The sun is in my face now. There we go. Anyways, thanks for watching. Hit the subscribe. Throw me a comment down below. Let me know what you think. And we'll see you guys on the next video.